They say reality TV fame lasts forever, but for many housewives, the glow fades faster than the closing credits. One season they're icons, the next they're edited out, overshadowed, or quietly replaced by someone newer, louder, or younger. Yet, for some women, the story never truly ends. Even after the cameras stop rolling, certain names still trend on social media, and fans keep asking the same question: when is she coming back? This is about those women, housewives who left before their story felt finished. Some walked away on their own, others were pushed out amid controversy. But in every case, the audience felt the loss. They were bold, funny, messy, and real. And even their mistakes made them memorable. This story isn't about who was the most glamorous or who stirred the most drama. It's about redemption, about those housewives who, despite their flaws, earned another shot. Women who still have something to say and a fan base waiting to hear it. We'll explore why they left, how they've changed, and why a comeback might be exactly what both they and Bravo need. Luann de Lesseps, the Real Housewives of New York City. Luann de Lesseps is practically Bravo royalty. From the moment she appeared in season 1 of The Real Housewives of New York City, she embodied what made the show work: class, confidence, and a touch of chaos. As the Countess, she taught viewers about etiquette while throwing some of the most memorable shade in franchise history. When she left our Shoney after season 13, fans didn't really let her go. Her cabaret shows kept her relevant, Countess and Friends, and now her tour Welcome to the Luniverse. She appears at BravoCon on podcasts and always hints she's open to returning. What makes Luann's case special is how she turned her struggles into storylines. Her arrest, rehab, and public humiliation could have ended her career, but instead, she faced it head-on. She let the world watch her stumble, and then stand tall again. That kind of transparency built trust with fans.
I think that I'm a pretty good role model as far as self-esteem and being confident goes. I'm actually somebody who's been, confident since I'm a kid.
A Luann comeback could restore Roni's signature blend of wit, glamour, and heart. She brings something newer casts lack: the poise of an OG who's been through it all, yet still manages to toast with a smile. Her return wouldn't just revive nostalgia, it would add maturity to the mix. Luann's arc is about resilience. She fell from grace, but she never stopped performing, on stage or off. That's why her comeback wouldn't feel forced. It would feel inevitable. Dorinda Medley, the Real Housewives of New York City. Dorinda Medley isn't just missed, she's craved. Her Bluestone Manor home became as iconic as she was. Her one-liners, clip, and make it nice, are etched in Housewives history. But beneath the humor was a woman navigating grief, loss, and identity after her husband's passing. Dorinda's departure from Roni came after a rough season. She was angry, short-tempered, and defensive. Not the funny, relatable Dorinda fans loved, but even in her lowest moments, she remained fascinating. People didn't want her gone. They wanted her healed.
Your husband left you, and my husband died. Yes, he did, because people were f***ing around. So don't you dare compare your f***ing marriage to me marrying my husband. You say to me, oh, it's turning. What's that mean, darling?
No, because
Darling, what's that mean? Oh, okay, because you were f***ing around in the south of France. And he married your friend.
Since leaving the show, Dorinda has kept a steady public presence through her social media candor and appearances at Bravo events. She's spoken openly about needing time to reset, and it shows. The spark is back, but this time with self-awareness. Her comeback would represent emotional growth, something Roni has been missing. Dorinda doesn't sugarcoat her flaws. She drinks too much, talks too fast, and cries openly. But that's what makes her real. Viewers don't expect perfection from her, they expect honesty. A second act for Dorinda wouldn't just entertain, it would heal an unfinished story. She built a connection with fans that few others did, and that kind of authenticity can't be manufactured. Heather Dubrow, the Real Housewives of Orange County. Heather Dubrow brought something different to the Real Housewives of Orange County: sophistication with bite. She wasn't the loudest or the messiest, but she was often the sharpest in the room. Her homes were immaculate, her fashion was flawless, and her shade was subtle but stinging.
You perceive me as have thrown you under the bus when we all went out to lunch after.
Well, I feel like you threw me under the bus, and I think that you threw me under the bus trying to talk at a table read with industry people. I don't think that was cool.
Oh, not at all. You are so wrong about that. As a matter of fact, it was the polar opposite. I would never, ever throw you under the bus.
When Heather first left RHOK, the show lost its balance. Without her calm wit, chaos reigned. She later returned briefly, only to step back again, leaving fans wanting more. Off-camera, Heather's life continued to evolve. She and husband Terry Dubrow, a plastic surgeon and botched star, became a power couple, expanding businesses and supporting causes. Yet she's remained grounded, often sharing glimpses of family life and philanthropy online. A Heather comeback could restore the franchise's tone of aspirational reality, the mix of wealth and wit that once defined RHOK. In a cast often dominated by impulsive arguments, Heather brings strategy. She doesn't explode, she calculates. And in a post-COVID world, that composure is oddly refreshing. She's also relatable in ways fans didn't expect. Her children have grown up on camera, and she's been open about parenting challenges and supporting LGBTQ+ identity. There's depth beneath the diamonds. Heather doesn't need the fame. That's exactly why her return would feel authentic, not as a career move, but as a continuation of her story. Phaedra Parks, the Real Housewives of Potomac. Few housewives have had a fall as public as Phaedra Parks. Once celebrated for her southern charm, wit, and intelligence, she exited the Real Housewives of Atlanta amid one of the show's biggest scandals. For years, fans assumed she'd never return to Bravo, but Phaedra is resilient. A lawyer by trade, she reinvented herself quietly, taking on charitable work, raising her children, and maintaining her signature confidence. Her appearance on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Ex-Wives Club, proved that she could still command attention, without chaos. When she joined the Real Housewives of Potomac, it was clear, audiences missed her energy. Her humor and grace made her both entertaining and unpredictable.
Are you thinking you're gonna leave? No, you're not gonna leave. I'm gonna put you out. I'm gonna dismiss security.
She needs to leave. No, she come to help you get out of the chair, right?
Security.
A comeback for Phaedra could explore redemption in a way few housewives have managed. She's already faced public humiliation, and she's taken responsibility. Or at least learned to navigate the fallout. She's smart, quick-witted, and knows how to play the game. But now, she plays it with perspective. A return wouldn't just reignite old dynamics, it would showcase maturity. Fans have watched her fall. They'd love to see her rise again. Brandi Glanville, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Brandi Glanville is a lightning rod, unpredictable, emotional, brutally honest. When she first joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she shook up the show's polished image. She said what others wouldn't, often too loudly, but always with raw emotion. Her exit came after a series of feuds and controversies, and she's been embroiled in more drama since, including her removal from Ultimate Girls Trip Morocco after an incident with Caroline Manzo. Still, Brandi remains one of the most talked about women in the Bravo universe. She represents a different kind of authenticity, messy, defensive, vulnerable, and real. Why do fans still root for her? Because beneath the chaos, she's transparent. She admits her mistakes, cries on camera, and exposes the cost of reality fame. That kind of self-awareness makes her compelling.
Response 6 months down the road. I can talk you all day long. I just don't want to lose my voice. Because you can just go. Well, people are telling me it was, and I'm watching.
I had no idea.
This is the point. I believed you. Listen, you're very good at getting people.
A Brandi comeback would come with risk. And that's exactly why it could work. Redemption stories thrive on risk. Seeing her older, wiser, and trying to rebuild could deliver one of Bravo's most human narratives. Viewers love watching growth, and Brandi's life has had more turbulence than most. If she channels that into empathy and humor, she could transform from villain to survivor. Tamra Judge, the Real Housewives of Orange County. Tamra Judge is the definition of a Bravo veteran. She's fought, cried, yelled, apologized, and somehow fans still can't imagine RHOK without her. Her departure left a hole, one that newer cast members have struggled to fill.
Vicky, have I ever let it be a secret that I didn't think it was great what he did to you?
She has said it before.
I don't really care if you like him or not. You don't have to sleep with him. You don't have to vacation with him. You don't have to do anything with him.
I didn't say bad things about Brooks. I said I don't think that he's good for you.
How do you know what's good for me?
That's my opinion!
Tamra is fiery, outspoken, and unfiltered, but she's also been vulnerable, sharing personal struggles, her divorce, her son's challenges, her faith journey. Those moments made her more than just entertainment, they made her real. Her brief return reignited the fan base, but when she stepped back again, many viewers felt something was missing. She has a rare quality in reality TV, authenticity mixed with endurance. A Tamra comeback wouldn't be about drama for drama's sake. It would be about continuation, a longtime figure coming full circle. She's grown up on screen, and fans have grown with her. If producers want Arjok to regain its balance, bringing Tamra back could be the anchor it needs. She represents the franchise's past, but she's not stuck there. She's adaptable, a rare trait in Housewives history. Caroline Manzo, the Real Housewives of New Jersey. Caroline Manzo once represented everything the Real Housewives of New Jersey stood for: loyalty, family, and strength. She was the matriarch, the calm in the chaos. But over time, her story became more complicated. After leaving the show, she built her own spin-off, Manzo'd with Children, which showcased her nurturing side. But off-camera, controversies began piling up. Lawsuits, tax issues, and her fallout with Bravo after Ultimate Girls Trip Morocco. Despite all that, Caroline still commands respect. She's intelligent, articulate, and has a long history with the franchise. Her image may have taken hits, but fans remember the woman who once stood as the show's moral compass. A Caroline comeback would be about redemption, not from scandal alone, but from misunderstanding. She could reclaim her narrative, addressing her past and showing she's more than headlines. Her presence would also balance NJ's current tone. The show thrives on chaos. Caroline brings order. She doesn't scream to be heard, she speaks, and people listen. That dynamic could refresh the franchise in a meaningful way. Her return might not be easy, but that's what makes it worth watching. Seeing her confront old rivals, face new challenges, and rebuild her reputation could be one of the most powerful arcs Bravo has seen. Every potential return carries challenges. Fame changes people, and time away from it can make them hesitant or overeager. The biggest obstacle is public fatigue. Sometimes audiences move on. Nostalgia fades faster than producers expect. Then there's credibility. A comeback requires honesty. The days of sweeping scandals under the rug are gone. Viewers expect accountability. Housewives who return pretending nothing happened often face harsher backlash than before. Producers also face risk. A comeback can either reignite a franchise or drag it down. Networks must believe the person adds new value, not just recycled drama. And perhaps the hardest part? Growth. Viewers can spot inauthenticity instantly. If someone returns unchanged, same fights, same ego, it feels tired. But if she's grown, learned, and evolved, the audience rewards it. A strong comeback balances familiarity and freshness. It reminds fans why they loved the person while showing them why she deserves another chance. That balance separates a revival from a repeat. A powerful comeback isn't just an announcement. It's a transformation. It starts with transparency, confronting past issues openly, not deflecting them. The best housewives own their narratives before anyone else can. Then comes authenticity. Viewers crave real evolution. Therapy, family growth, new priorities, these layers make the return feel earned. Fans want to see how life has humbled, shaped, or strengthened them. Connection matters too. Re-engaging with the audience through interviews, podcasts, or social media helps rebuild trust before the cameras roll. It reminds fans why they cared in the first place. Imagine Luann returning with stories from her cabaret tours, discussing sobriety and reinvention. Or Caroline stepping back into RHONJ after resolving her legal issues, using her experience to mentor younger castmates. That's what makes a return meaningful: purpose and perspective. Conflict will always exist. It's part of the franchise's DNA. But when it's paired with maturity and self-awareness, it creates television that's both dramatic and resonant. So who truly deserves a comeback? The answer lies not in who caused the most drama, but who has the most story left to tell. Luann de Lesseps stands out, the performer who turned pain into cabaret and still holds an audience in the palm of her hand. Dorinda Medley brings emotional truth, humor, and nostalgia, a reminder that even chaos can have heart. Heather Dubrow offers balance and polish, representing the aspirational side of Bravo that once defined the brand. Phaedra Parks brings intellect, redemption, and charm. Brandi Glanville offers raw honesty and the possibility of real growth. Tamra Judge delivers continuity, grit, and veteran presence. And Caroline Manzo could tie it all together, the fallen matriarch finding her voice again. If any of these women return, it should be for more than ratings. It should be about reflection, redemption, and rediscovery. Reality TV is a strange mirror. It amplifies flaws, but also resilience. The women who dare to come back aren't chasing fame. They're confronting it. And that's why we keep watching. In the end, these housewives deserve comebacks not because they were perfect, but because they were human. Flawed, funny, messy, and real. They made mistakes, but they also made memories. And sometimes the most powerful stories aren't about how someone fell, but how she found the courage to stand back up, camera lights and all.